Alright, so I have a 2005 Yamaha R6 and I am doing the brake job, so I'm replacing my brake pads. As you can see already, I have removed my exhaust. So you have a stock exhaust, it should come up to here. My exhaust is over here right now. Basically you just unbolt it here with this. I think this is a size, this is Yoshimura TRS. I think it was a size 14 millimeter. So it just goes in like this, holds the muffler in place here. So all you do is remove it. Oh, actually two 12 millimeter. So one this side, I'll hold one on the other side here, and then so you just go ahead and just remove that. Okay, next, then what I did next was there's these caliper bolts. One goes in here. That's a size 14 millimeter, and here's a smaller one, size 12 millimeter, that sits back in here. Okay, so basically they just line up in here. So it lines up in here, and so it lines up like that. Okay, so you just remove it, pull them out. Luckily I have this magnetic dish here, so I don't have to worry about things missing. Then once you remove those two bolts out, you should be able to remove it easily. Okay, just like this. Alright, and so let's say I still have my brake pads in, right? So there is this hex screw that holds the calipers in here. So basically it sits like this, or like this. Okay. Sorry, it's hard to do with one hand. But basically, it goes in like this, and it sits in like that. Okay, like that. Okay. So this is inside because you got to screw it in. Okay. But once you unscrew it out, before that though, was this little retainer. I don't know what you call it, retainer screw, I'll call it that for now, but it sits in here. So in order to take it out, you use a flathead screwdriver to pull this out, and then you use your, I don't know what size this is, 3/16 hex screw. Just take it out, loosen it, and then unscrew that, and get ready to catch your brake pads because they will come out. Okay, just like that, and you just set it to the side. Alrighty, and then previously there were the brake hardware, these things that were on the previous the old brake pads. All you do is just pull this tab outward, and then you should be able to pull this all off. It's very simple, not very hard. So you just set them aside. So now I have the new brake pads, EBC. Okay, and so you need to install those brake hardware onto here. Okay, you gotta match it with the right side, because as you can see, these don't match, because then you'll be covering the brake pad. So I need this other side here, which will sit just like this. Okay. And then you just install it in reverse order. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I got it. One-handed. See? Not hard. So make sure it just sits flush. Easier with two hands. But yeah, so you just gotta line up the holes. And then with two hands, you should be able to, this will be on this side, because when you line them up, it's going to be like this. Okay, it'll be like that. Okay, so this tip here will be touching that metal piece right there. Okay, that metal piece right there. Okay, so it lines up like this. Alright. Alright, now that you get that in, Now you take this piece and plug it into this hole right here, okay? Just go like that. Oops, sorry. Finger thread it in, never use a tool because you don't want to cross thread. Take your flathead, stick it in here, and just turn it. Okay, it doesn't take much effort to put it in place. That prevents it from sliding back out. Alright, so I realized that because these are brand new brake pads, they're gonna be thicker. So that little piston in there, right there, is too far out. So I think it's like a car. So use a C-clamp and use a brake pad. Okay. Then you line it up right here, and then squeeze, push out that brake piston there inward in this way, okay? So you want that to this side so that way you don't see it. That way you can slide these up. Alright, so I use a brake the seat clamp just for a car, and basically I just push that back in, as you can see. So now there's more space for these new brake pads to go in here, okay? So make sure you do that. Find a seat clamp to push those brake pistons in. Alright, so I aligned them, as you can see here. Look at that, good fit. So now I'm just putting the first bolt, brake caliper bolt in here, and then next I'm going to use the second one, the 12mm, 14mm, 12mm. So let's put those back on. Once those are in, then you just go ahead and put the muffler back in. Alright, so I got my Yoshimura TRS. So I'm putting this bolt back in with this bracket here, and then we'll finish it off with the washer and then the nut placed on the other side here, okay? And then before you go off riding, make sure you press the back brakes, okay? That way that piston that we pushed in, make sure that comes all the way out, so that way you get some braking action back here. Alright, so again, put your muffler back on, pump that rear brake 10-15 times, make sure that it works. It should be firm, it should not be squishy. If it's squishy, then you have to bleed your brakes. So that's not too difficult. You could do it one person, but I'll find out if I need to do that or not.